Hi, it's Jen with JKC Mobile Notary, and welcome to my YouTube channel and today's video. Welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm so glad you're here. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm glad to have you. Today, we're going to start with a video that's going to start a series of interviews with notaries who have really excelled at diversifying their notary business. And today's notary, I'm very excited to introduce you to, is my friend, Stephanie Russo, who's going to talk to you about field inspections. I'm excited about this interview. I hope you are too. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited today to be here with my friend and colleague, Stephanie Russo. Stephanie, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you.
I'm excited about this because this is our second interview. You and I have been friends and colleagues we're going on 3 years.
Almost 2 years.
Is it almost 2 years?
Yeah.
We met my first year and your first year. Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
We've been around for a while with each other. We are friends. We're part of the same networking group in Fresno, California called the Central California Notary Network. It's such a long title. I wish I could shorten it. I mess it up every time. That's where we met. That's where we still are. And the reason that you're here today is because among the many other things that you do as a notary that keeps you busy, if in our area, I always refer to you as the busiest notary I've met, because you don't stop when the phone stops ringing. You keep moving forward, and that keeps you busy. And that's why you're here, because one of the things that you do, a lot of people don't know about. So I'm excited to get into that. But can you tell everybody how long you've been a notary?
So I've been a notary for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Yes.
Okay. So you do loan signings.
That's correct.
You general or specialty notary work as well.
Right.
Okay. But why we're here is because you do something called field inspections.
Correct.
When did you discover field inspections?
So about a year ago, I started doing field inspections. I heard it on something like on Clubhouse or YouTube or something, and someone mentioned one company, and I was like, oh, let me try to do that. And so at that time, my kids were getting ready to go off to college, and so I was like, I could pay for those few things that I need to send them with through this extra stream of income, basically.
Right.
So that's how I started doing them. And then I learned about one company, and then it made me just keep researching, and I found more and more companies.
Gotcha. Did you have to take any training to do this?
So generally, each company has their own training.
Okay.
A lot of them do it either by video, or they might have like little quizzes or things like that, or something for you to read. Of course, they wouldn't want you to go out on your own without knowing how to complete their assignment.
Right.
Remember, you are going to be representing them when you're out in the field.
Yeah. Right. So what sorts of, before I ask this question, this question goes together. I'm going to ask you what types of things do you do as a field inspector, but what is field inspecting? This genre specifically that we're talking about.
So there's many different types of field inspections that you can do. What I do now is I do some commercial, some residential, some insurance items. So I kind of have a mixture of
very diverse thing. So then what kinds of things do you do?
So for example, if someone was in a car accident, I would go, and not at the accident, but once they're at home, I would go and take pictures of the vehicle, take measurements, maybe ask them some questions, and then upload that information to an app, and then that would go back to the insurance company. That way they can go ahead and process their claim.
Okay, so they're sending you out as opposed to an insurance adjuster or somebody like that.
Correct. But yeah, it's just a maybe faster way. They can send people faster to do that. Because nowadays, once you have an accident, sometimes you can send the photos in, but they want to have someone that is basically from their company or representing their company to show up and actually take the photos on site.
And so that's for car accidents. What other kind of stuff do you do as a field inspector?
I do residential, so sometimes photos of homes. I do a lot of exterior, some interior. Usually the interior are if they're selling the property or someone's trying to buy the property and maybe they can't come to the location. So
Oh,
you
okay.
go inside, you take pictures, sometimes you take measurements, things like that, or video, so that people can see it. Because it's really amazing that people are just, are buying things sight unseen,
Yeah.
so they might purchase it through the videos or the
We
picture.
saw we saw a lot of purchases sight unseen during our major rush of
Right.
real estate 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. So, okay. Have any of these situations, do you have to go super far or does it take a super long time to do any of these things?
No, so you can pick your areas that you want to go to. So I generally stay within the county or two counties around me. And it depends too on what the rate is that I'm going to get for those. But you don't have to go far, and they usually take 10 minutes, 30 minutes tops. And
Gotcha.
30 minutes is extreme. So
Okay, that was a long appointment.
right.
What kind of money are you getting for any of these appointments?
So they start about, you can go as low as $7 or you can go up to $100. And there's some that may pay more depending on your expertise. Like if you have a special license or something like that, if you were a contractor of some sort, you may be able to do some that talk about the roofs or the interior actual construction of the home or property, things like that. So you may be able to
Get more
get a
money for
higher
that.
rate for those. Yeah.
Right, right. What companies have you worked for?
So I've worked for a lot. It's just like signing services. You know how
Okay.
we sign up for 100, 200, 300
Yeah,
companies.
yeah.
So I've done the same with the field inspection companies. So,
Okay.
but there's a few that I prefer to or work more with, I should say, actually. I use We Go Look,
Mhm.
um, and they have an app. So
Oh, okay.
everything you do with them, you just upload it straight to the app. So they take about 10 minutes. They do a lot of the car accident style,
Gotcha.
or the exterior photos.
Gotcha.
Also with them though, I've done some recall items. Like I'll go to the store. Just recently, I went to the store and recalled a bunch of cleaning products. And then
Oh,
I take them off the shelf. I send them back to the company through FedEx. And then, so that's another item. So there's so many variations of
you
things.
walked into a store. Do you tell the manager I'm here on behalf of, and I have to recall these items?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so we go look. Who else is there that you like working with?
there's I View It, which is also an app. And with those, now those are very quick, easy, and you get paid with those and with like 24 hours.
Oh,
Yeah. So they don't pay as much, but they are usually located in a small vicinity. So like they're $7, but they might have from the same company, they might have say 5, 10 of them right there. And so, they only take 10 minutes. You can, if you pick up 3, 4, 5 of those, you've
yeah,
made pretty good money. You haven't had to drive very far. And then they
right.
pay within, like I said, 24 hours.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
Are
those
there
are
any,
really,
are
and
there
with
any
those
others?
for exterior, you really don't have to, often you don't have to talk to anyone, but they do have some where you go in to like a store and you take pictures of the store in different areas, the entrance, the restrooms, the counter area, just to make sure that the stores look nice and things like that. So you go in and kind of, I
Are those the only two that you prefer? Is there another?
There's another one. I call it CACS. So I'm not sure what their full name is, but
Find it.
but CACS.
Yeah.
And with that one, I do door knocking. So
Oh,
knocking is when you put notifications on someone's door, or you speak to them if they're home, and then you take pictures of the location.
gotcha. Have you ever had any issues doing this? The first thing I heard when I've done some of this, but
Mhm.
the first time I heard about this, I thought of repo people.
Right.
And when people come to my door where I live, if you've come to my front door, if you're not FedEx or you're not Amazon, there's a resistance.
Right.
You're right. So have you encountered a lot of issues like that? People not wanting to talk to you or trying to evade you? You're serving them?
So I have people that will talk to me through their camera, through the camera doorbell. I have people, sometimes I see them peek through the thing, but then through the curtain, but then they won't open the door, which is okay, So, but then there's people that'll open the door and they'll talk to you and tell you their life story.
Yeah.
So it goes either way. I haven't, I think only one time did I have someone that was angry, but they weren't really angry at me. They were angry at a situation. So,
Gotcha.
but I've never felt uncomfortable
Or unsafe.
Correct.
What advice would you have for notaries who are looking at diversifying the use of their commission? This is not a notary thing, is it?
No, you do not have to be a notary.
Right.
Yeah.
But as a notary, you're already driving around.
Correct. So for me, what this does is you can schedule these around your notary signings, your loan signings, and then you can pick the areas you're going to. So when you get the notification, these are just like signing services, you get a notification and you can accept it or not accept it, and then you can accept the area. So a lot of the times I know that I'm going to go, 30 miles north. So I'll take those. And do things like that. Now, also one of a great tip is build a relationship with the scheduler of the field inspection company. So what I do often is I call, like if I know, sometimes I'll take signings that are about an hour away, and what I'll do is I'll call the field inspection company and I'll say, hey, I'm going to this specific area. If you have anything in that area, I'll take them for you. Because I know where we're at, there are those places that they don't have a lot of field inspectors that'll go. So I try to help out. I'm helping them, helping myself. And, and especially now with loan signings being slow, if I go down for to one area and I pick up a loan signing, it may not be paying what I'm used to or whatever. But I'll take it knowing that I can pick up these other assignments.
Bulking up your income along the way.
Yeah, so I don't mind. So I'll take more loan signings, and then that keeps me on the good side of the signing service. And then I say, oh, I'll go to your hard to reach areas for the field inspection companies, and I stay on their good side. So and then of course it helps me out.
Yeah, I'm going to tell people that this is not a unique situation for you as far as developing relationships with the people who are sending you business. When you became a brand new notary, right out the gate, you started building relationships with signing companies, which people thought was impossible to do.
Right.
You found a way to do that. And you are still doing loan signings on a regular basis, much longer than most people in our community. Because of that, I strongly believe that the reason is because of that. Even I have relationships with direct signings, you are getting those loan signings from signing services because you invested in the relationship with them.
Correct.
This is not about field inspections, but how important do you think that is? Developing relationships with the companies that will send you work.
Oh, I mean, it's very important. I mean, it's important just in general for us to build relationships with people. And that way they know that they know that I care about their business, because their business is also a reflection of my business. So it's important that we're all working together. We're here as a team. It's not us against them. I don't feel like they're doing something to make, to not give me business, things like that. So it's important that we should always talk to each other and see what they need.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're here, right? We're here in a service. So we're here to serve them also. So how can I help them? So as I mentioned, how can I know you don't have a field inspector that's 30 minutes from here. Like we have some areas that are like in the mountains, and I go to those areas. So I know you don't have a notary there. I know you don't have a field inspector there, but I'm happen to be going there. How can I help you? And so I think that's
of those phone calls, people start to put you on their desk, your name and number on their space when things come up. And that's how that happens. We're not talking about having coffee with these people. We're talking about being a go-to support to make their job easier. Yeah. You do a lot of different things as a notary, and we're talking about some of the things you do with other people, but I just want the people who are watching this to know you're based in Fresno, but you service Fresno County. What else? Whatever areas do you service?
Well, I service the 5 surrounding counties
Okay.
here. So
Fresno, Madera.
Fresno, Madera, Kings, Mariposa, Tulare, all of those areas.
Gotcha. You also are a wedding officiant, right?
Yes.
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 And
Yes,
is there any other thing you're doing to diversify your business? Field inspections, home signings, general notary, wedding officiant.
I
What
do
else?
apostille. I do
Apostille work.
apostilles.
Yeah.
I do process serving.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know that
I do
you
a little
did
bit.
that too. Yeah. Wow. You surprise me every time we have a conversation, and I feel like we're not that out of touch. So that's pretty amazing.
No, I just try to keep growing. You know, I'm learning something every day. One of the other things is like like you mentioned, we do a lot of driving. I am in my car like all the time. And so when I'm in my car, I use that time to learn something new. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of videos, a lot of training. And so, you know, I'm in my car an hour and a half. I've learned something new. So by next week, that might be my new.
Might be applying that to your business.
Correct.
It's a great way. I can't. I wish people understood this. To move from being a employee to being a self-employed business owner, you have to have a shift in your brain, and part of that is nonstop learning how to be better at what you do or how to add to what you do. And you're the epitome of that, Stephanie, that you never stop.
Thank you. Yeah,
you started behind me. You are so much farther ahead of me at this point, as far as the things that you've learned and that you do. And it's so exciting to watch you do them.
Well, thank you.
Is.
Well, really again, it's good. It's when I meet people and they tell me something, I'm like, what is that? And then you just take that and I just say, well, maybe I could add that, you know, and it's in the same business. Like, you know, we say that it's streams and it's different streams of income, but really I look at it as it's all under my notary umbrella. Gotcha. You know, I wouldn't want to start an additional business. Like, I feel like that added work as far as an extra that stream. So I really look at all of this as under the same notary,
under the same umbrella.
Yeah, under services that I offer as a notary, even though you don't need to be a notary to do this. But
no, you don't. You don't need to be a notary to do apostille work either. But
or wedding.
Yeah. So, well, I wish. I don't have any more questions. I think you did a beautiful job of explaining this. I think people that hear this dropped on Clubhouse and things like that. And I know there's a lot of questions about it because I get a lot of questions about it. So I'm hoping that this information you're sharing is going to help other notaries that are thinking about how to diversify their business under one umbrella or not, to keep bringing income in when maybe the thing you came in for isn't doing the job right now. Yeah.
I mean, it adds quite a bit. And I want to say, you can do it. We mentioned how fast it is, how long each appointment is. Yesterday, for example, we're filming this on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And yesterday on Saturday, I had a total of 13 field inspection things to do, door knocking, one other car inspection, and a loan signing.
Wow.
So I had all of those yesterday, but my day was finished by 1 o'clock. And so what I like to do is on a Saturday is I get a lot. So usually, and I don't often have loan signings on Saturdays, but I take like a lot of the
field inspections
on Saturday, and it's kind of a leisurely day. You go at your own pace, and you know, and you can still be done by 1 o'clock. And I may
have lunch with friends. You get a coffee. Yeah, you do your grocery shopping. I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's important to bring up, is that you can integrate this into your life. Mm-hmm. I've done it after I've dropped my kid off at school or on my way to pick up my kid from school. That's when I've done it. I've squeezed it in that space when it's in the specific area that I can do that. It is a very interesting, easy thing to kind of add to your list of services that you offer and things that you do. So
on Friday, I was going out of town, and on my way out of town, I was like, oh, I could stop and take pictures of this house on the way. And I did that. Also, I wanted to add, there's no age limit to this. You have to be 18. That's the one. Right. But my mother, is, she's older than me. Of course.
We hope
But,
so. Yeah.
but she does the field inspections too.
Does she?
Yeah, she's retired
Oh.
from her regular job as a nurse, and she does field inspections and she loves them. It keeps her busy. It gives her something to do. And so I got her involved in that too. So
That's a great point to make, that this is not just for business owners. This can be anybody that needs a little extra money and maybe something to fill their time.
exactly.
Stephanie, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You have a resource for them, right? We're going to have a link down in the description box. And what is this resource?
So it's going to give you more information on field inspections, and it's going to give you a list of 20 companies that you can sign up for, and then get started. You get started with them right away.
That's awesome. We'll make sure everybody has access to that. Unless you have anything else that you'd like to share, I hope we do this again for something else magical that you're doing and creating in your business.
Well, I'm sure we have some things that we'll be working on together in the future.
Yes, I'm excited about that too. Well, you take care of yourself. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. I hope that you guys really enjoyed that interview with Stephanie. And I hope that you realize that adding something like field inspections to your notary diversity doesn't require a commission. But because you're already mobile, most of you are mobile notaries, adding a job here or a job there that pays what seems like a little bit of money, but if you're doing it enough, it adds up, and it just gives you also a reason to get out of the house, right? To get out and to drive around. Maybe you do a field inspection, maybe you do a loan signing, maybe you knock on the door of a title office. You can do all of that in your day and make money while you're doing it. I think it's awesome. I do it. I've done it. I just find it to be a really nice, easy thing to add to my list of services. If you guys have any questions, or you have any questions for Stephanie, go ahead and leave them in the comment below. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell, come back again, because we'll be doing more of these interviews with notaries who are just like you, who branched out to diversify their notary business. Until then, take care of yourself and diversify. Bye.